Probably not. Thanks, guys. All right, so we want 9.1, number 47. So again, these are terrifying, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But really, we can work through this. What do you do first?
Factor the bottom first.
Factor by square root.
Panic.
That's 3y.
I would really advise for factor out the easiest thing you can find, or the first thing you see, just to write something. So what's the easiest thing to factor here?
7.
Yeah, I see a 7 on the bottom. Okay, so just to start writing something, I'm going to pull a 7 out of the bottom. What are you going to be left with? 2x plus 3y?
Oh, that's probably.
Oh, that's probably,
Well, it could be
you guys see that? Because they asked me to simplify, right? This is probably a factor of the top, right? That might start me thinking, that thing's kind of messy looking. How am I going to find out if that's a factor of the top or not? How about this? What's 4x squared? How could I think about that as something squared?
2.
Yeah, that's 2x squared.
Right.
How about 9y?
3y. 3y.
3y squared? Okay. So what are you thinking right now?
2x something 3y.
Yes. That. What did Angela just say?
Perfect square
Yeah, you might think to yourself, that could be a perfect square trinomial. So what do I need to check? Yeah. Okay, so how do you check if it's a perfect square trinomial?
If them their sums times 2 equals that there them middle number.
Thank you, Story, for that wonderfully
What did he say?
colloquial expression. Perfect square trinomial. Yeah, if this thing times that thing times 2 is the middle. You see that? Perfect square trinomials, they look like something squared plus 2 something something plus the other something squared. Right? This is really square plus triangle all squared. You see that? I got firsts, lasts, outside, inside are the same, so I get 2 of them. So here I'm just wondering, hey, there's a 2x squared here and a 3y squared there. Is this middle thing 2x times 3y times 2? Oh, yeah, it totally is. So I could just rewrite that as 2x plus 3y all squared, right? Okay, now what can I cancel? The 2x plus 3y? But there's,
But there's a square.
this means there's 2 of them, right? The square. So maybe if I was being more honest, I would erase the square and write another one. Okay, so, so let's do that.
Then you can cancel that.
Okay, now it should make perfect sense that I can grab this stuff as a onesie. So glad I got you guys. So we grab our onesie and what are we left with? 2x plus 3y over 7. Cool. And there's a thing that I've, did I mention this in here? That there really should be a there should be a little cause for concern there. Did I mention this? No? Okay, so you're canceling something here, right? You're saying to yourself, when you move from this line to this line, you're saying 2x plus 3y over 2x plus 3y is 1, right? You guys see that?
Yeah.
And that's true, except,
The bottom.
yeah, if it's 0, right? 0 over 0 isn't 1. 0 over 0 is, I don't know, right? So what this equal sign here, really should include an asterisk that says something like, except when 2x plus 3y is 0.
I think when they told us to solve, it says to automatically assume that
Yeah.
all the values are not equal to
Did you guys all ignore that piece of the instructions? The instruction says simplify or reduce to lowest terms, and then it says assume that variables have been restricted to prevent division by 0. You guys see that?
No, it said
So that
divide
statement,
everything by 0.
that assume that variables have been restricted thing, that's really saying, hey, you don't need to worry about writing this little asterisk or this little note to yourself. You guys cool with that? When we do this with a function, what happens is that this function and this function are the same, except that those things aren't allowed in the domain of this one, and they are allowed in the domain of this one. So that's a picture like, maybe I have a function like this. This would be my f down here. And the only difference between that and the function I started with, and I'm not going to be able to draw this same picture again, so assume these are the same picture, but there's a hole in this one somewhere. You guys see that? And what I did by saying this thing's 1 is I went and I filled in that little dot. You guys cool with that? Okay. Other questions on this thing?